Ooh. Oh, are we doing a show today, Tom?
We're doing a show today, buddy. As you can see, I dressed up nicely for it.
Oh, you did. We're gonna rank some teams.
We're gonna rank them so hard.
Break some dreams.
We're gonna
do some streams.
Yes, and great. Oh, baby. We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GP. Yes. And W. I appreciate you. That was 12 hours straight yesterday. But oh boy, did that thing come out good.
Nice.
That thing came out good. That's a very...
It is like busy work.
Woke up this morning as we were a little unsure if we were going to do a show today, right? And then I was like, hey, why don't we do some live power rankings? And then Brandon made the sentence that I wrote bold and then unbold, bold and then unbold. And I was in the bathroom when I was watching it. I just watched my screen just constantly do this. So I assumed you were communicating in Morse code saying that you enjoyed that idea.
Yeah, I think it's a fun idea. We can look at which teams got the most work to do this offseason. And we were thinking about, maybe taking the day off. And then somebody tweeted at us that McAfee wasn't doing a show this week.
Truck driver? I saw that too. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Truck drivers.
Let's see if we can fill that void being left by Pat. And honestly, I actually have something in common with Aaron Rodgers now, Tom. Both of us have been told we're not allowed to go on the Pat McAfee show. So I am at Aaron Rodgers McAfee level.
Hey, your name has been brought up on the Pat McAfee show before.
I know. My mom's the one who told me I can't go on there, but we both have been told we're not allowed on McAfee show if we stay. Aaron in New York, me here in Denver. So
yeah. Well, you gotta listen to the moms, so I get it.
Word to your mom. Came to drop bomb.
Yeah. When did I know that? When I was writing it yesterday. That's why I was trying to figure out how I wanted to spin it, because if the Chiefs lost, I had to figure out a way to tie it all together. And there we go. And
there it is.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's well played. Where's admin? Get your beautiful self in here. That's well done.
That was funny. I saw that somebody posted that. And I was a little mad that I didn't notice that first. Because when you're looking through highlights after Sunday, you can tell which game was the worst. Any game that has less than 10 minutes of highlights, you're like, oh, nah, that was a slow watch.
Yep.
And if you gotta did the NFL have to put that up though? It's almost like
no,
they're rubbing it in the Chiefs' face, which I respect.
Appreciate your
you got destroyed. Here's your quarterback's highlights from that game.
Yeah.
In case a Chiefs fan wants to go in and be like, you know what? Let's rewatch that second half where we had a couple good offensive plays in garbage time. I don't know. This is interesting. I like this. I wanted to talk about this today.
The YouTube channel or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. So Aaron Rodgers, this came out yesterday because was it a couple days ago now? Just because I can't keep track of time anymore. That it was reported that it was likely Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, they were going to be parting ways. That was
Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday. They're like, slow news day in the NFL. Let's drop this Aaron Rodgers news.
It was because you went live earlier. Now, okay, yes,
I did. I was like, okay.
Yes. So what winds up happening is Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, that's the kibosh on things. Now for today/yesterday, what came out was apparently the Jets had met with Aaron Rodgers and they had a conversation that if they were going to be working together this upcoming season, there were a couple of ground rules that were going to be established.
Sure.
Right? The first was going to be that he can't go on Pat McAfee no more.
No.
Can't do it. Can't go on Pat McAfee anymore. So he says he can't do outside media, right? Including the paid, because he was paid to go on McAfee too, right? I know that was a thing like a few years ago that was very controversial, but no, it's pretty standard for very large, ESPN backed programs that they're going to get money for guests. But in terms of Rodgers, like, I'm sure that did not go over well, the first one. The second one being that all mandatory practices. So this was a big storyline heading into this past season that he left because he went to Egypt and he was missing time. And
which is in the documentary, Enigma.
Yep. Enigma. It's true. So that's already there. And I just love the consensus that comes after it of like, obviously Rodgers said no to this.
Yeah.
Rodgers told us, was like, yeah, no, this is not going to happen. But I'm curious on what your thoughts is. So the Jets organization to sit him down, obviously getting new leadership, and getting new head coach and Aaron Glenn. And so now it's just like, hey, buddy, if you're going to stick along for this ride, this is how you're going to do it.
Yeah. I don't think it was so much about them having like a huge problem with Rodgers going on McAfee once a week versus like they want to set a tone and they needed to know that Aaron Rodgers was going to buy into the way that they were going to do things moving forward.
Sure.
And I don't even think that's necessarily like a Aaron Rodgers specific request. I think it's like they're in this weird spot with a veteran quarterback who's declining. You still might think he has something to offer, but like a quarterback who's had as much success as Rodgers, who's been in the league for as long as Rodgers, they're going to want to kind of do things their way.
Sure.
And that, like Brady, I think went to Tampa because they agreed they were going to do shit Brady's way. When Peyton Manning came to Denver, they just said, whatever you want to do, Peyton, like, let's do it. And I think the Jets didn't succeed with that, with Rodgers. So they're like, this is how it's going to be. If you're cool with that, then let's talk about what it looks like for you coming back. And Rodgers was like, that doesn't sound like fun to me, guys. Not at all.
I mean, just in terms of what's worked in the past, right? And is when they got Aaron Rodgers, they brought everybody, right? They got Alan Lazard. They paid him a lot of money as a free agent. They brought in Randall Cobb, right? They brought in Billy Turner. Like they brought in all his friends, Nathaniel Hackett. They bring in all his friends, and obviously the injury happens, and it's like, okay, well, let's just wait another year, and then we can implement this. And this past season went like it did, right? So firing your head coach, firing your GM, and so I'm happy. And if I'm a Jets fan, I'm thinking that, hey, maybe this is a step in the right direction. And it's not 100%. Even because they're moving on from Aaron Rodgers, but it's exactly what you said of like, hey, like Aaron Glenn, who has been highly touted as a great leader of men. We talked about like Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, and maybe Aaron Glenn in the head coaching role might just be more familiar with it. Not saying Ben Johnson's going to be bad, but here just say like, hey, we're putting our foot down, even if it is with a future Hall of Fame quarterback who has gotten, things that he has wanted, whether it was in Green Bay or whether it was in New York. And now just moving forward, hey, this is the plan. This is the vision that we have for this organization. And you can be part of it. But like you said, you're going to have to buy in all the way.
Yeah. And you want that from your head coach and your GM. Like you want them to have like a plan, and you want them to know who they are. Even if it doesn't work out, I would rather, as a fan, go down that way than I would just compare it to the Nathaniel Hackett way, right? Where like, the difference of when Sean Payton came in here in Denver versus like Nathaniel Hackett, it was like, okay, this guy, maybe we don't like how he says everything or his approach to everything, but he's got a fucking plan, and that's what he's going to do.
That's a great point.
Paul. Yes, Paul. I would love to do that one day. Maybe one day when Tom's sick, which never happens, but we can just do a straight up GPS of me ranking Zeppelin songs.
We could do that
about that is I'm going to have to look up the names of all the songs because even though that's my all time favorite band, I don't look, the names of most of the songs, I'll be like, I'll give you my name for that song. I don't know what the actual name might be.
That's how you know that. Hey, you're a man. You're 40.
Um,
Yes, but it's a good point that you make, because I feel like ultimately you want to know. And you mentioned Sean Payton. I think that's a great example, because when he came in, I remember like he was ripping the Broncos organization about how they handled Russell Wilson, right? It was like they made a show of it in the offseason, and it's just like, oh, look at this big move we made, and not focus on the actual football. And again, like the way that comes off is like, ooh, okay, that's a little harsh and it's a little abrasive. However, with that cap hit, with a rookie QB, they were still able to make the postseason. So I'll take harsh talk, if it comes with the results.
Yeah. And I think like the other part of this, right, is I think that's the practical approach. That's probably the way Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji approached it. I'm sure the conversation was fine. And like people want to shit on Aaron Rodgers, I think, for the wrong reasons. I think he's pretty practical when it comes to those sorts of things and self-aware. And what wants to be spun is that Rodgers goes on McAfee once a week and he says these horrible things about his team and his teammates, and he never does that. He might say like one like little thing that you're like, ooh, maybe that's not the exact right way to say it, but historically, Aaron Rodgers' teammates love him. I think like the big thing was the throw this year that was it picked off late or incomplete, where he wanted the Mike Williams to run. Williams. Was Mike Williams, right? That was the one big thing. But like for the most part, when he goes on McAfee, it's not like he's throwing teammates under the bus. It can be a distraction, but not because like Aaron Rodgers is being horrible to his teammates. And I think that's what people want to spin this into, is like, oh, they had to get rid of the guy, the cancer from the locker room, saying this shit on McAfee every week. And I don't think that's true either.
I think it's the distraction element, right? Because Aaron Rodgers will go on McAfee, he'll make a comment, it'll make waves, and then it's detracting from what's actually going on in the locker room.
And if Aaron Rodgers was still Aaron Rodgers, they would probably be like, we're ready to rock with you. But he's 40. He's going to be 41 or 42 next 41. Year. It's going to be,
Shane, no, they are not a dynasty now.
They could start it. They could start it, Shane.
They could, but not
They've
yet.
got the GM to do it. Dude, Johnny, Will, and I did a video about the Eagles like a year and a half ago or whatever. I can't remember. We were so spot on about that team. So spot on. Just about like how they rebuild their roster.
Yeah.
And I don't think we gave the Eagles enough credit for getting back to the Super Bowl after firing their head coach and moving on from a quarterback that they had just paid.
Yep.
Like a team that's like, you know what? Our head coach is not right, and the quarterback we just paid, move on from it. And if your team can do that, like they can do anything. They successfully replaced the two hardest player coach. Like those are the two hardest pieces to find and replace, and they did it. So they could be a dynasty. They're not yet,
and the Colts helped them get there. That's it.
Indy did.
We'll see. I mean, again, they want to do this, but I think Goodell talked about this over the Super Bowl weekend. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly, they're just like, we're not there yet. The NFL obviously wants to push for 18 games because they want to make more money. But they're going to have to work in other bye weeks as well. They're going to have to. So Prince, done. End of list. So it's Prince.
Prince for the halftime show, the best one.
Yeah, it's Prince.
I'd say it's Michael Jackson.
He's good. It's a lot, he's just.
I did a whole video on the history of the Super Bowl halftime show. Those are the two. Those are the top two. Yeah. And I want to do another video about how Michael Jackson saved the Super Bowl halftime show.
Dude, it's so crazy. I was having this conversation. I think it was with Maya like last week, and because we were talking about Taylor Swift as like the game was coming up, and just like how insane, like a worldwide star, right? Like one of the most recognizable people on the planet. And this is no shade of Taylor Swift. It doesn't even come close to Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson was good. The level of fame.
He will die as the biggest pop star in American history.
It was wild. So yeah, it's great. So yeah, no, I know about his halftime show is great. It's just
I think it comes down to like,
right? He just went silent for a while, and the crowd just was just
like
kept
a
getting
minute of
louder
just
and
sitting
louder.
there in silence. Both did badass things. I think it just comes down to like, do you like Prince's music more or Michael Jackson's music more?
It's very fair. It's Purple Rain in the Rain just gets me every time.
I like Michael Jackson's music way more than Prince's music, and that's just what I listened to like growing up. Also, you could argue Michael Jackson is he's a more powerful artist if he overcame allegations of being a pedo.
Sure.
Like, you can't come back from that unless you're Michael Jackson.
I mean, his level of fame and stardom was transcended pop culture. I don't even know. Are you even on the shelf anymore?
I got to do some rearranging. I've got.
So the answer is no.
I had to put the locker here. Now I got to move the locker. I have too many helmets. I don't have enough space.
You hear this shelf helmet? Meanwhile, these helmets have been on here. These front desk helmets. Okay, they've been here for years. How dare you just discard the sad bottom shelf helmet?
Oh, you'll be back. Don't worry.
Family,
dude. I've got I got
boxes right here, Perna. They've been there for years.
I live in.
Oh yeah, no, I live in a constant state of chaos. That's it. I'm at the epicenter of chaos. So,
I mean, yeah, you could say Joe Montana, the greatest postseason performing QB ever. Easy.
I mean, you could also argue, Bart Starr, 9-1. Bart Starr's stats in the playoffs, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
They're crazy, but
also, Brandon, a huge congratulations. We did it.
What did we do?
We boycotted the Super Bowl, everyone.
Oh, we
did it.
That boycott.
We boycotted it. It's the most watched Super Bowl of all time. We did it. I do love how there's folks spinning it that they lost like millions of viewers after Kendrick Lamar's performance. And I was like, yes, makes sense. And two, it was 24-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Like it peaked in the second quarter. But yeah, a lot of people be watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you got to remember, there's going to be some people who tune in just to watch that.
Correct.
So they pop in and they bounce. It was a blowout.
True.
I think the Michael Jackson Super Bowl halftime show. I think that Super Bowl, it had like 90 million viewers, but it was like 130 million watched when Michael Jackson did the halftime show. Like, it was an insane boost of viewership for the Super Bowl. It's crazy, but yeah, people are going to watch it. Like, even if you don't like how one of the teams got there, people are still going to watch the Super Bowl. You know what kind of discipline it takes to boycott the Super Bowl?
Well, it's also, I mean,
an alcoholic has a better chance at kicking booze than somebody boycotting the Super Bowl, Tom.
It's a struggle.
And that's an addiction your body gets like hooked on.
I think I had folks who don't watch football that are like, yeah, we're watching the Super Bowl, right? Because it also is, it doesn't even matter who's in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, people might not even know, but it's one of the biggest sporting events literally on the planet. So, not World Cup, but it's up there. Diego, I don't know, man, because again, you go back and look at early. I mean, I watched Aaron Rodgers his entire career.
Yeah.
And besides a handful of folks that were like very much anti Aaron Rodgers, and like Greg Jennings like hated Aaron Rodgers afterwards, and he talks smack about him all the time, right? You'd have folks that go like, no, like that's my guy. And I'm sure that Rodgers like had his guys, but he was also very particular on the way that he wanted the team to function and run, especially when it comes to his wide receivers, which you saw more of not only in the last years with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, but also, of course, with the Jets as well. So I think it's the old saying of winning solves a lot of problems.
Yeah, 100%.
When you are winning, when you are playing at an elite level, I think you can demand that kind of play and style from your teammates.
Yeah.
When those are not happening, or when the winning is not happening, it's going to be viewed with a different lens and maybe not taken as well.
Yeah, and I think like with the Jets, Rodgers didn't have the history there for blind loyalty, right? Like if you're going into the Packers and Rodgers there, it's like there's no questioning anything about like who he is, what his word means. But there was something weird that happened from year 1 to year 2 with Rodgers, right? Like when he first got there, it was like him and Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. They all seemed to be like on the same page of like, all right. It's like he connected with the two young stars on both sides of the ball. And then like this last year, it seemed like there was a disconnect between him and Garrett Wilson, like behind closed doors, right? And then there was like Wilson possibly wanting to request a trade. Now that Rodgers not going to be there, it seems more like Garrett Wilson's going to stay. So I think there was some disconnect with some players. I don't know why. Like we probably never will, but yeah, I think like when you're losing and you had to rehab an entire year through an injury and things didn't go well then and they didn't go well when you came back, like everything starts to crack at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious is he going to retire? Is he going to go to one of the rumored teams like the Vikings or the Steelers? I think the Steelers is a possibility.
Steelers makes sense. Who was the Steeler who was like send his old ass to the retirement home? Or
I didn't even see that.
Oh God, I gotta find that real quick. Who said Pitts? What Steeler said that, guys?
He said he could just go to the nursing home. I didn't even see that.
Keep his ass at the nursing home or retirement home.
What's this thing that you put on here about
it was Deshaun Elliott leave his ass at the retirement home. Why are we the way we are? Is that it? I'll get you. Let me get it to you.
Oh,
you know, like you can't just.
It's true, Dane.
Everything's got to be a fucking debate. You know, I'm so sick of it sometimes.
What are we debating? I'll pick
nothing.
The opposite. Oh,
I was debating nothing, Tom.
Okay.
I was like, TD being on this list twice, pretty amazing.
Okay.
Turns into Terrell Davis is better than Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is better than Terrell Davis. That is 90% of the interaction on this. I wasn't suggesting that. I like them both. I could argue in both of their favors. That's all it turned into. No, Saquon's better. No, Terrell did it in 16 games. Well, Saquon didn't play that last week, so he did it in 16 games too. Well, Saquon had an extra playoff game. It's like, oh, fuck, guys. Just be like, all of these running backs are insane. They were all great. They were all amazing.
Oh, yeah? How many Super Bowls Adrian Peterson get?
None.
Barry Sanders gets a pass because he's Barry Sanders. That's fine.
Yeah, Barry, great. Dickerson, great. Jamal Anderson.
Got there. We got there.
The Dirty Bird himself, Derrick Henry. Like, I wasn't looking for a debate. Wasn't looking for a debate.
I don't understand, Brandon. So why do you think Terrell Davis is better than Saquon Barkley? I don't get it.
If Saquon does this next season, then we'll have a debate. So
you're already saying that Terrell Davis is better than Saquon Barkley.
Let me tell you why I think Terrell Davis is better than Saquon.
There we go. I love how it's like if he does it again.
Super Bowl, who won MVP? Terrell Davis did. That's why. Clearly, it was a better season.
Don't remind me.
Fewer yards, but Super Bowl MVP. Dude, I think like I saw this and I was just like thinking about how insane Terrell's 2 seasons were. And if you didn't watch that, it's like
you don't have to.
You missed out.
No, you didn't.
And I said a lot this year. I was like, Saquon and the Eagles offensive line remind me of Terrell Davis and the Broncos.
Nope.
And by saying that, I meant Terrell Davis is so much better than that hack Saquon Barkley, that fraudulent Eagles offensive line. And we saw it in the Super Bowl. How many rushing yards did Saquon have? Actually, is rewatching some of those plays. A lot of credit to the Chiefs linebackers. They were the big reason that Saquon couldn't get through that first wave. They filled those gaps.
Yep.
Anyway,
I do imagine an NFC North team is actually going to win a playoff game, but I find the amount of Lions fans that I ran into in New Orleans, and we're just like, hey, we're all on the couch together. That's it. We all did a whole lot of nothing. Hey, Scary, we're gonna rock this Sunday. Millionaire Millie stream. We're gonna rock. Do you want to take a look at the free agents and then we'll jump into power rankings?
Yes, that would be like so tight, dude.
So, yeah, I saw on real quick. I saw that. Oh yeah, Kellen Moore, obviously officially the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Everyone was like, okay, now we can move on. Yeah, Bobby Slowick going to the Dolphins could
As a
be
passing game coordinator, like I don't think that's going to be a bad thing.
could be interesting. Yeah, year one could be interesting.
It's the he's the only thing that can happen is he helps a little bit.
Sure,
it's Mike McDaniel's offense. He's going to learn. He's going to learn a little bit.
Hey,
where did
Tucker,
I grab
a huge congratulations. Let's go. Newborn baby girl. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, baby. Proud to join the dad club.
That's right.
Yeah. The tip is
as you see the note, "Love you, Dad," on the back there, right across the football.
Look at that.
You wrote that in your handwriting?
Jess wrote it for her. But she wrote it on the inside. Look at that.
Is that a foot?
That's flowers.
It's flowers. Sorry.
How dare you question my 4-year-old's artwork?
It's
what
me.
An asshole. Is that a foot?
I saw it from far away. I thought it was a foot. Carmi, it's great flowers.
Support.
Excellent. Can never do anything wrong.
This first year, you got to be the offensive line. All right. You got to support your wife. You got to help her out. You got to be the sixth man. Whenever she needs an assist, be there for her.
And you're going to get hit in the head repeatedly.
Yeah. First year, be a yes man. Whatever she needs, do it. Because it's a lot harder. Best advice I got. It's a lot harder for her than it is for you. So anytime it feels like you're getting your ass kicked, just remember that. Loving your kids easy. That's the easy part. That is the easiest part of it all.
Carmi said go Chiefs the other day.
Nah. She would never say that. That's my niece. My niece says that to taunt all of us.
How old's your niece?
She's younger than Carm. She's like 3 and a half.
She's already been indoctrinated into Chiefs fandom.
She's not a Chiefs fan. Her brother, my nephew, he's a diehard Broncos fan, a diehard football fan. She just understands that nobody likes the Chiefs, so she likes to be the contrarian.
I like it.
She already knows that role. She doesn't like to listen right now. She likes to be like I like the Chiefs.
That's so. Squabble up.
Very self-aware move for her at this point.
I respect it. That's a power move.
I do too. I don't like it, but I respect it.
You respect it, right? You're like, okay.
I feel about the Chiefs. Actually, I don't like
it, but I respect it.
Yeah. Very fair. I was listening to some of Kelce today, Travis, and it sounds like he is considering some retirement here, Tom.
Yeah. Have you watched him play?
No, I know, but I think like.
And I respect Travis Kelce a lot, man. Like, I still think, obviously, in that Texans game,
he's feeling like he's not the same player he was, and that's a tough thing to grapple with at this point in your career.
And like we were talking about, like they were getting Noah Gray and Watson, like they've kind of stepped up a little bit, especially Noah Gray. And so then the Texans game, like Travis Kelce, it doesn't matter if he's like a little bit slower, he's still able to get open, right? He's scheming himself open and is able to make an impact. But yeah, man, it just comes up to diminishing returns, right? And that's a very tough thing for a player to come to terms with. And he might still be able to go for another season, but maybe it is like adjusting how he prepares. Because at some point, though, man, you're getting older and your body's gotten hit a lot of times and you're slowing down a little bit. Father Time is undefeated, and it comes for us all.
Yeah, and I think like there's a lot of people questioning Travis Kelce's effort in the Super Bowl. There's clips of him just whiffing on some blocks. There's all of that. And he's never been like an elite blocker. It's never been part of his game. He's not George Kittle. He's not like Gronk in that regard. But hearing him sort of like kind of talk about it, and it's not like he's decided yet, but he's grappling with like, oh shit, Father Time's starting to touch me as a tight end in the NFL. And what's he like, 30? How old's Travis Kelce? Like 35, 34?
He's getting up to mid 30s. But I mean, what's interesting about Kelce too is I wonder if he would be feeling, one, if they won the Super Bowl, I wonder if he's just like, I'm out, deuces, we three-peated, and that's it. But two, as long as Travis Kelce is still commanding attention from the defense, he is still going to find a lot of value, right? So if they had Rashee Rice, for example, and you had Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, you had multiple options, and then you had Travis Kelce as well, maybe, the role is going to change and it's going to be a little bit different because every time Travis Kelce's on the field, again, if you're commanding attention, that's going to scheme other guys open. But I don't know if that's what they even want to do going forward. I don't know if it's like, hey, bringing you back for another year,
dude,
that's going to be worth the investment.
I know what they want. They want a tight end who can block moving forward, Tom. Like,
probably.
We saw that their weakness was their offensive line, and it got just obliterated in the Super Bowl. But like, here's the thing with Kelce. It looked like he definitely took a step back this season.
Sure.
And then you mentioned the Texans game. He was great, right? Like he over 100 receiving yards. And it looked like, he's kind of he's getting to this point where he's kind of just saving his body for the playoffs, probably.
Yeah.
And then, the Bills game, the Chiefs won, but he wasn't like a factor in that. And then the Super Bowl, he was a non-factor, and he's been a factor in all the Super Bowls for the Chiefs. And I think that's probably the tough pill to swallow. Like, dang, I couldn't even help my team in this game. He talked about not being like the type of leader he should have been in that game, especially as somebody who's been in a similar situation before. And I thought once he played well against the Texans that he was most likely going to be back next year. Like, he still got it.
Sure.
He just kind of saves it. Now you're right. Like, I don't know. We'll see. It's an interesting decision.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, $20 versus 25 Eagles.
Give me the Eagles, man. Why? So Tom Brady can lose that son of a gun.
There you go.
I think the Eagles defense was more dominant. But the Bucs defense was insane in that Super Bowl. But then I got to take a ring away from my guy Shaq Barrett.
My go Eagles.
Shaq Barrett, take one from Fangio. That would be a fun game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills versus Eagles would have been a more fun game.
I saw this. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want him to say? No?
He's like, guys, we suck. Like, we ain't doing diddly squat this year. We ain't doing anything until Jerry Jones relinquishes power from the team. But yeah, no, I don't think they're relative. They have to nail their draft. And now there's talks about Micah Parsons, right? And like, there's rumors of like, are they going to pay him? Are they not going to pay him? And, Jordan Love was stoking the fire too and was like, hey, Micah, why don't you come on over to Green Bay? But it's not just the major contract that he's going to get. And he's going to be one of, if not the highest paid defensive player. But it's also the draft capital you're going to have to give up to also get him.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough. Hey, there you go. Made some money on Super Bowl Sunday. There you
go. Ooh, nice.
Yep.
See,
Dr. Sammy, but I mean, his pressure rate during that game was pretty substantial.
Yeah. It's both. Like the pressure caused Mahomes to start playing very unlike Mahomes.
Yeah.
So later in the game, when there was probably some opportunities, he was already rattled.
What do I think about the new Super Bowl logo design? Figure out the conspiracy on that one.
Did they drop it?
Yeah, it's like multicolored. It's Super Bowl 16.
Super Bowl logo 2020.
It's this guy. It's got like the bridge in the background and stuff. Hold on.
Interesting.
Because it's in Santa Clara, so
there's a lot of pink in there.
Who's the pink team?
Who's the pink team? There's too much red. That opens the door for the Chiefs. That's kind of a Lions blue. That's a Detroit Lions blue.
Don't like that.
And some yellow. They got red and yellow in it. This means the Chiefs are going to be back. What a bunch of BS.
Okay, right. It's a great question. Asking you,
Packers colors though. There's some green and yellow, Tom.
That's right. There is.
So it looks like I'm going to say Lions, Packers, NFC Championship based on these colors.
Obviously.
And it looks like the Chiefs will be playing the pink team. So wait for an AFC team to rebrand as full-blown pink.
I like it.
Or pink's going to be the Super Bowl halftime show.
There it is. Hey, Perna, Jey Uso or Gunther is winning at Mania?
fucking every.
Is it just me, Us, or is it the Ring General?
Give me Gunther. I like
That's
that
right,
name.
Brandon.
I like the
That's
name
right.
Gunther. Gunther, baby. Dude, his muscles are the shiniest. His wrestling shorts, he fills them out pretty nice, if you know what I'm saying. I like his power bomb spin kick.
Power bomb he does.
Okay.
Power bomb he does.
If I were a wrestler, I would just break everybody's necks. That would be my move.
I mean, there are wrestlers who have done that. Yeah, there's wrestlers who have also. I mean, then you just go to jail. Like you go to prison.
Kumite. I fight like blood sport kickboxer, whichever one that's from.
Hold on. You know what? Fair. Hold on. Do we still have that?
Yes.
And because Chiefs rubbed that all in Sirianni's face from last year.
Yeah.
And now, I think Sirianni just watches that clip over and over again. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Why not?
It is in his fraternity house, in his frat house. That's where he watches it.
That's right.
They put it on they got like an old plasma TV.
Yep.
Like
air mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
I like it. This before we get to power rankings, this article is about which teams are about to get hit by free agency the hardest. And I just thought it was pretty interesting to list a few teams here.
Yeah.
And
thank you for this article too, Tom. I'm writing through like a free agency video, and this is going to give me a little bit of nugget to put in there.
Yep.
Because I did not realize that the Commanders have 28 unrestricted free agents. How's that honorable mention? How's that not number one mention?
It's because they brought in a lot of guys on like short-term deals.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing, which makes sense, right? Because you're kind of just like, all right, we need to just fill these gaps right here, and then we don't know what kind of team we're going to be. But the good news for the Commanders, they have a crap ton of money heading into free agency. So that's pretty damn good. Third most in the league, $78.1 million.
Nice. Okay, so 28 unrestricted free agents, but things are looking up. Here we go. Saints, tell me a story that's the most reliable story in the league.
Every year.
Every year, who's going to be in the worst cap spot? It is the Saints. Do you think Kellen Moore's like, let's pay our debt this season? I'm going to suck this year. As long as you allow me to suck for year one, I will be good as year two coach for you.
Yeah. Hold on. Super Bowl 60 is a rainbow. Rainbow associated with gay. Gay starts with G. You know what else starts with G? Green Bay. It's in the bag, baby. Eli, just give me one moment. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. Just writing it for the script. We're gonna get that. That's right, baby. LGBTQ. Let's go. And Green Bay in the Super Bowl.
The rainbow is gay. What is there? Yeah. What about the AFC?
About the AFC?
Oh, Noah Gray, Super Bowl MVP against the Packers.
Yeah, man.
Travis Kelce's retired.
He completely goes crazy. Yes, they should, Tyler. Yes, they should. 1,000,000%. It's a six-pack, babe. Yes, for the Saints, we talked about this every single offseason, that they need to just get on out. Just clear it all out. Just suck for a year. And it's not even just to like get a high draft pick, which they need to. It's not like even tanking. It's just they need to stop kicking the can down the road. Now, as the salary cap is going to go up, it's going to give them a little bit of relief. But yeah, they're still over the cap. This will be able, like, they won't be able to make a ton of moves this offseason. And they just need that flexibility, especially considering what their current roster looks like.
Yeah. Joe Burrow was on Pardon My Take, and he was talking about how he doesn't really understand how the salary cap works. Mm-hmm. He's like, I kind of think I know.
I think I got it.
He's like, the Eagles, they pay guys. That I like what they do.
They do.
But yeah, I mean, the Saints, they'll clear out some of this money. But you're right. They just got to start over. I would take Juwan Johnson in Denver if he's a cap casualty.
Fair.
They got to figure out, like, and they don't even have their quarterback. Is like Derek Carr. What's Carr's contract? Do they got to stick with him for one more year? I don't know. So they're in bad spot. Okay. Vikings.
Remember when they gave him $100 million guaranteed? That was fun. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
Oh, they've got all these guys as free agents. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Saints. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I'll talk about the Vikings so we can make fun of them in a second. This is Derek Carr's contract situation. I forgot that they gave him $100 million guaranteed. So
this is their out year. Okay.
Yeah. Because then it's
50. I like how 50 mil in dead cap is your out. Fuck you talking about, Saints. Out year. And it's even worse. There's his cap at 61 mil next year.
Yep.
Yeah, they did it.
Yep.
He didn't work out. He didn't work out for him. But he wasn't like they needed a quarterback. He was an upgrade at the time.
Yep.
You're right, Kevin. He needs to get blown out so he can go and win one. Elway did it a couple times. Peyton Manning did it, and they all got their wins after. If I got to suffer one Super Bowl blowout for Bo Nix to get the win, I'll take it. And actually, I kind of want the Broncos to have the record for most Super Bowl losses, but also be in the upper echelon for Super Bowl wins. I'll take it. I like weird, diametrically opposed statistical accomplishments like that. Most and worst Super Bowl losses, but they also have 5 Super Bowl trophies. We got to get 4 first, but I'm being optimistic.
Yeah. Okay, right. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Rams hold the rights in Australia. Yeah. So I think it's going to be the Rams.
I think Steelers are Ireland, right?
They're Ireland. They're definitely playing in Ireland this September.
Oh, we're going to the homeland. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
So Purple Incarnation of Satan. That's right. All the free agents come and smack you in the face. They have a bunch of money in cap space, unfortunately. But yeah, they have a ton of players. And the problem is, too, like they also have the drastic needed interior offensive line, as was demonstrated the last 2 weeks of the season. But yeah, look at that defense. Han, can we read that slow? The defense could be absolutely gutted. Harrison Smith, Byron Murphy, Stephon Gilmore, Bynum, Bullard, Griffin, Tillery.
Yeah. This is probably why they don't pay Sam Darnold, right? You want to sign a handful of these guys. You want to add pieces in other spots. It's also the funniest thing about the NFL is like free agency should really be after the draft in terms of giving teams the most practical way to rebuild. Like you want to spend money in free agency after you know which pieces you were able to fill in the draft, right? You want to fill the cheap pieces first. Like, oh yeah, we were able to get a corner we didn't think we could get in this draft. Now we don't have to spend a shit ton of money on a corner. Obviously, if you spend a bunch of money on a corner, maybe you're not going to draft one, but like,
correct.
It would make sense to do it opposite. All right, so top 6.
The wind hit my hair. It was great.
Then you got the Jets. Okay.
20.9, so much different. Yeah, DJ Reed is the guy there because I've been talking about him potentially to the Packers.
He's the prize. He's the prize.
I would not be. So that's the thing, too. If you're the Jets, you're going to walk away from Aaron Rodgers. But they bring up a great point there. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. Breece Hall is a real interesting one. Because, man, I love Breece Hall. Curious to see if they are going to give him a major contract. Garrett Wilson, that man wants a trade. Sauce Gardner wasn't as productive, maybe. That's it. Hey, Phoebe, shout out. A huge congrats to you and your family. Healthy baby girl. Let's go.
Phoebe.
That's right.
Probably the best friend when you think about it, too.
No one told me
that. Smelly cat. What a reference.
San Francisco 49ers, they have some very interesting decisions to make. Of course, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is the larger of their concerns. Because
Brock out with your cash out, San Francisco. Brock out with your cash out. Yeah, they got to pay him.
Fine, wear a diaper. That's going to be interesting.
I'm hoping some of these guys hit free agency. As a Broncos fan, I would love Hufanga. Just so I could say Hufanga every single week.
Fair.
Dre Greenlaw, interesting. They're going to have to make some tough decisions.
Rushed until the very end, of course, Devin. Obviously. Come on.
We save it for the end.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Cowboys, I saw negative 2.8 million. The 49ers, though, they're in a spot, obviously. They went and getting Robert Saleh back. I think it's going to make their defense better, but they got to, hold on to those guys, too. So they're an interesting one to see if they can kind of pry that window back open, and kind of see if they can get back there. And I think they can. I like their coaching. It's just going to be a matter of which personnel is going to be on the field for it. So that's it. Cowboys. Oof. I love that opening sentence. After signing Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb to massive contract extensions last fall, the Cowboys got 7 wins. Yeah, NFL, whoever was writing this for the NFL was just like, yeah, they were bad. They were pretty bad. This list is for who's going to get hit the hardest from free agency. The Cowboys, it's going to be tough for them to kind of go all in. You talk about Dexter Lawrence and all the folks on the defense who might be leaving.
Internet.
Not great. The Falcons, another team. Good God, man. That's
better draft well, Atlanta. Better draft well.
Yes.
And then Miami. Poyer, Javon Holland, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell probably gonna play more another year. The ageless wonder. Tyreek did apologize to everybody, so Tyreek, I think he's coming back.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. That was just emotional and upset.
Sorry.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we'll dive into free agency more as it gets closer, but yeah, these are some teams that might get smacked. I think we'd all just agree that we hope the Vikings don't do anything well. What?
Yeah. The Falcons have 2 problems, right? They got to clear up money. They also only have 4 draft picks, Tom. Just 4. Just 4 picks.
Yep.
That's rough. Atlanta.
Yep. That is very rough. That is
now if they can trade Kirk Cousins, they'll get some cap space back.
No, I want you to say with a straight face who is taking on that contract and is trading for Kirk Cousins.
I'm saying if.
Who? Which team? Not the most down team in the world is actually making a trade. They pick him up when he's a free agent, but
somebody might trade for him. You never know.
Oh man,
the Raiders.
Trading? No. Picking up? That's different. Very, very different. But we'll see. All right, you want to do power rankings in the last 13 minutes?
Yep.
Let's go. I think it's easy who's at number 1, the Denver Broncos.
Damn right.
I think they should be number 1 and number 2.
Do it.
I can see the Browns, I can see the Browns, the Raiders, the Giants going for Kirk Cousins, but I don't think they're going to be actually trading to go get him. They'll get him, pick him up when he's a free agent, and they'll bring him into camp and see what happens. So, because why not? I mean, Delta, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the 49ers would do that because Rodgers is going to want to start. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming. If he's coming back next season, I don't think he's going to be coming back with the intention to back up anybody. Yeah, it'd be cool, Rodgers, because the 49ers was his childhood team, but yeah, I don't think so. Hey, then Brandon Perna can love him again, as he's always loved Tom Brady.
Always. He won't. He's gonna get arrested by Roger Goodell for tampering, some sort of illegal shit he's doing. He will be brought down. All right. Eagles honorary number 1 spot. Everybody and their mother probably will say Eagles, best team, except for possibly Nick Wright, who would still put the Chiefs at number 1. But here's my hot take. I think the Chiefs take a step back this year, Tom. I think they are at the end of a incredible run. I'm not saying they won't be back, that they won't be dominant again, but I feel like this loss is going to take a toll on the Kansas City Chiefs. And while they'll still be good, they'll still be competitive, they will not be top 5 team in 2025.
See, I'd still keep him in the top 5.
Nope.
Andy Reid stays. Patrick Mahomes there. Like, I think you're still going. I mean, is Spags going to stay too? Like, I still think.
Yeah, they have it all, but they're going to take a step back.
Yeah. Okay. So what's a step back? Not being the 1 seed, not losing 2 games, and the losing in the Super Bowl. I still think that's a top 5 team. You know what I mean?
Broncos will win the division over the Chiefs.
Packers need a defensive line help, pass rusher. Go get a corner and a wide receiver, and then probably some O-line depth. I need that too. Okay, so you're putting them. Okay, I can't get with the Broncos 2-5. If we're putting the Chiefs down there, we can't. Come on. We got to base it in reality at least a little bit. Oh, okay. Yep, we've left that at the door. All right, train has left the station. It has left.
Oh, look at what a shakeup we had across the league.
Take the Eagles down from 1 and put the Bengals.
Bengals at number 1?
Bengals number 1. Bengals are number 1.
All right, here I will say, dude, I think the Bengals are damn. Let's see where the Bengals are at after free agency.
Yeah, I can't even rank the Bengals right now.
Like, I feel like they are primed to have a very good season, but that depends on everything they do in free agency. And I honestly don't think they should pay T. Higgins. I don't think that's part of it. I think they need to pay defensive players. I know Hendrickson, I think, wants money. I think they need to add some defensive pieces in free agency. You have Jamar Chase. And I love T. Higgins. But, like, if you believe in Joe Burrow, then you draft T. Higgins replacement, right? You get offensive help through the draft. You pay less for it.
Well, they got to still pay Jamar Chase. Like, that's the thing too. Like, they got to give him a big old contract. So, like, I agree that you keep him over T. Higgins, and it sucks, but yeah, I can't even rank the Bengals anywhere, like, until they actually address some of their needs, right? And they went and got Mims from the draft. It's just the offensive line was not as good as I would have hoped. But yeah, the defense is going to be interesting to figure that out too. That's definitely. The Lions have to be in 2-5 when Hutch comes back. I'm saying that as a Packers fan. I feel like they got to be there. Now, the question is going to be, how impactful are those coordinators leaving going to actually impact the team? Like, that one's going to be.
You're right, because you're kind of at this point, though, with like Jared Goff, where you're hoping that he's been in the league long enough, he's had enough success that he should be able to compensate for the loss of Ben Johnson as your quarterback on the field, right? Like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, later in their careers, didn't matter who their offensive coordinator really was. Like, they get a play, they know a couple plays. You're looking at the defense to determine which one you need to run. We doing this play, we're doing that play. So you're hoping Jared Goff's at that point. I don't know if he is. I don't pay enough attention to Jared Goff pre-snap to be like, is he doing this? Is like Ben Johnson, but I think their offense still going to be good. They have all the weapons. It's are the Packers and Lions going to get into a trading war for Max Crosby, Tom?
Maybe.
Or is Myles Garrett?
I mean, again, you're going to see how good Dan Campbell really is, right? Like, those folks who were upset that he didn't win Coach of the Year, but yeah, we're gonna see it. There you go, Dylan. There you go.
There's the Panthers for you, dude. The Panthers need so much help on defense. It is it's almost laughable. The thing that's going to hold them back is if they don't fix their defense. They've got problems at every level.
But they literally went and drafted. What was it, 2 seasons ago? They literally all defense of their draft. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. I could see like back end of 20. I don't know if I'm as high yet because we need to see what they're going to do in the draft. Like, free agency is going to be big for them too. They need another receiver. They need some things. But I don't know, allow 11-20 just yet. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable of like early 20s.
They will finish second in the division. They will have a winning record. We will be like, they are the 19th or 20th best team in the NFL. Easy.
Can we throw it to 21-31? Can we just get these teams out of the way? So I think it's Probably Saints. Yeah. Throw the Giants in there. I think that's going to be there. Probably the Raiders. Cardinals. I think
every year, the Cardinals might be good this year. Guess what? They're not.
I'd put them like at 20 or 19.
Ooh. The real trick's going to be finding out who is the worst team.
I think it has to be Cleveland maybe, or the Jets. Because like you just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the Browns, are they going to draft a quarterback?
Yeah.
Are the Titans worse than the Browns? The Raiders need a quarterback. Oh, fudge. This is hard. Who's the worst team next year?
Yeah. Giants, folks saying the Giants is the worst. The Giants are pretty bad. They don't have an offensive line. They don't have a quarterback.
I think it's the Raiders.
I don't think the Jaguars have nothing going on. At the very end of the day, they have Trevor Lawrence at least. Their defense is horrendous, but
I think the Giants have a better defense than the Raiders. I think the Browns have a better defense than the Raiders.
Browns, you make arguments. Well, Browns, dude, if Myles Garrett's gone, that's going to dramatically impact that defense. So, all right, Browns saying 32. Yeah, I don't know if I put the Raiders at. Yeah, they're fighting for it. They are fighting for the bottom.
They are.
That's a waste of them.
Get the Jets.
Yeah, throw the Jets on there. I would say Colts are in a weird spot.
Yeah, they're
very weird spot.
They're fringe.
Yeah. Okay. How many do we need? All right, we got 10. So we got plenty more. I say that I'd feel comfortable with the Colts 21-31 until proven otherwise. Yeah, Falcons I'd throw there too. Vikings, I think, are 11-20 just because we don't know what's going on with all their free agents and especially a quarterback. We just don't, they're going to have a rookie quarterback. I'd give them 11-20. Right, Flores is going to stay there, so be fine. Patriots, I can see the Cowboys around 20.
Yeah. I mean, they've got two good teams in their division now. They're the third best team in their division, maybe. Maybe.
I think you make an argument for it.
Like, we don't know who Brian Schottenheimer is as a head coach. He might be good. He might. Might.
Okay.
What about Chicago? That's an interesting one.
I think they're 11-20 until proven otherwise. Again, you go and get your guy. You got Ben Johnson. Let's see what they do in draft.
Oh, here's a hot take. Steelers. Maybe this is the year the Steelers actually start to suck, Tom.
Fair.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do we need one more there?
I'm trying to think of who goes. Are you putting because the Patriots, right? Or are you saying Seattle? Seattle, I don't think is going to be too bad. I think, I'd feel comfortable putting Seattle a little bit higher. I'd be okay with that.
Pats?
I put the Pats there and I like Drake May, but they need an offense. They got to get a lot of things done for offense.
I think the Patriots are in a prime position to have
fair, Tristan.
The single, not the single best, but the best turnaround this offseason.
I agree with you.
Because of what? They have like $130 million in cap space?
They have a cajillion dollars in in cap space. That's what I'm saying. They
pick fourth in the draft, right?
Yep.
I think they're in that Texans quick turnaround window, the Commanders turnaround window, because they can outspend everybody. They made a change at head coach. We like Mike Vrabel. I feel like they could be the second best team in the East.
How about this? You put them 11-20. Gee, oh man, where do you put the Dolphins?
Well, let's say down year for Miami. And I don't want to go against my man, Mike McDaniel, but
yeah.
There's not a lot of consistency with the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense needs to not die every year. They've had injury problems. They haven't found the right pieces. I don't know, man.
So I'm
Like,
saying
and Vic
I'm higher
Fangio
on
goes from Miami to Philly. It's just a better fit for him in Philly, but we saw how good the Eagles defense was. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I get you. There's a lot of questions when it comes to Miami. So Rams is a top 5. That's too rich for my blood. I get why you're saying it, but because it's a defensive line, yeah.
And Sean McVay.
Okay.
I mean,
I could make the argument for 6 to 10. Top 5 is too high for me right now.
do you buy into any of the Stafford to the Giants rumors?
I don't right now. No, I don't.
So if Stafford's there, you got Sean McVay, you got a young defense that looked very good towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the Rams are winning the NFC West and have possibly the second best record in the NFC. And I say that because your division is so competitive every year.
Mm.
And this last year was like it was like an anomaly in terms of the result of
I get you.
so many teams having so many wins. I feel like those kind of come down a little bit. And I think the Rams are in a division where I don't know if Seattle's good yet. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be very good. The 49ers easily could be very good again. They had their down year, so they should be good again next year. But even the Niners, you got a lot of questions about.
Yeah. I mean, the 49ers, I think, are going to be better. Packers, yeah, I think 6 to 10 is very fair for them. I think that's fair. Texans, I'd feel comfortable putting 6 to 10 too. They just need to adjust their O-line. No, you're not moving the Chiefs down. Put the Chiefs back up there to 6 to 10.
No, they're going to finish third in the division. Old Kansas City is.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Here, Broncos will finish second in the division. I'll be generous, and I will give it to the Chargers, actually.
Okay,
I
don't think that's
sold on the idea that the Chiefs will not finish in first place in the AFC West.
That doesn't mean that they're not going to be a top 10 team.
Yeah, it does. They're going to get their asses rocked by Los Angeles and Denver. Hell, they're going to lose to the Raiders accidentally.
Who do you believe in more, the Buccaneers or the Texans?
Oof.
That's a fun question.
You know, I'm going to say the Buccaneers because we keep doubting Baker Mayfield every year.
Yeah.
They take his OC away again. Liam leaves him. I don't think it matters. I think Baker's he's a GD dog.
All right, so I'm saying
we need to see CJ Stroud be better this season.
Well,
and we need to see Texans receivers, not get hurt.
Hold on. Yes, you do need to see that.
Okay, Tristan.
Hold on. I got to stand up for the Texans for a hot second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. There was something I literally saw yesterday. Give me 1 second. You can keep talking. I want to find this. It was
I think I completed it. Actually, you know what? The Chargers are not going to be better than the Broncos next year.
There you go.
I'm going to go like that. Broncos will be just a little bit better than the Packers. Yep. This all checks out. Eagles, number 1. Rams might be considered the second best team. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find, because CJ Stroud's pressure rate this year was insane. And what he's I understand CJ Stroud needs to play better, but man, that offensive line needs to be better too, because he was constantly under pressure. And they compared it to Mahomes. I literally just saw it yesterday. Yeah, I can't find it. Okay.
A pressure rate, I think it's 50% a quarterback stat as well.
Yeah,
I think I watched CJ a lot this year where I'm like, he's not playing at the level he was the previous year. And
we didn't
there are reasons for it. I'm not saying it's completely unjust. And getting some help on the offensive line can make a big difference, but
we need someone else in 6 to 10.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, you're right.
An account. All right, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, is that the problem?
There we go. Chargers.
Okay, that's the problem. See, I'd put the... Ooh, do I put the Bucks higher than the Chargers?
Chargers got the line. They got their O-line. They just got to add, I think they got to draft a guard, get a dominant guard on the interior there.
I don't know who their OC is going to be. That's a good question.
They need another receiver, and then you kind of add pieces to your defense.
They got Bucky Irving, right? And they lose their OC. Yeah, I could easily put the Buccaneers in the top 10.
All right, we'll do that.
I could do it.
We'll do it like that. You know, somebody's got to win that disgusting South.
Yeah, the Rams in top 5 is a little too much for me, but I don't know who you replace that with. Like the Packers, I think the Packers defense I'm super high on, but Commanders.
I think the biggest boost for Green Bay is just assuming like Jordan Love's entering next season healthy.
Sure.
You know?
Are these in actual order? You think like the Rams are the second best team in the league?
I think they're gonna have the second best record in the NFC. I think Sean McVay is that good.
Yeah, I disagree with that completely. I thought we were just putting him up there and not counting actual things.
Nope,
okay.
They're number 2.
Okay. Well, in that case, then the Packers are better than the Broncos. Let's
Dude, the Rams almost beat Philly. They almost beat Philly in the postseason.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't think they're the second. You think that they're better than the Lions?
Wait, you think the Packers better than the Broncos next year?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Just for that, moving them all the way to 6.
Good.
Oops. Oh, no.
It's fine.
Oops a daisy.
That's fine. What are you going to do? Curse me for the year again? You already did that last year. What are you going to do? Guess what? Fine.
Oops a daisy.
You know, I put Denver at 1. I'd go full homer, coward.
They can share it with Philly. I am optimistic. I think the Broncos will be somewhere between 6 and 12. Somewhere in 6 and 12.
So, like, you're talking about wins?
Yeah.
Okay. Between 6 wins and 12 wins? Okay.
No. Ranking.
Do I do post Super Bowl? I know I do post free agency and post draft. I have to go back and see if I do that I just honestly forget. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Perna, what do you got coming up today?
What do I got? Oh yeah. I got why there will never be an NFL three-peat. Why there'll never be one.
Okay. Well, I mean, there already was 2, but yeah.
No.
And that's the Green Bay mother loving Packers. That's right. You could try to erase the history all you want, but we will be there holding it up like a spotlight.
No, they had a championship and then they won 2 Super Bowls. In an era where it was different. No, but I mean, like, it's impressive what they did, but technically it's not a three-peat.
Yeah, that's a three-peat. Anyway, I don't know if I have stuff coming out today. I might be doing the Q&A tonight. If it's not Q&A tonight, it's Q&A tomorrow because I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming. But Sunday, we put out scripted last night. That came out at like 10:15. Appreciate the hell out of y'all. Seems like y'all enjoyed that. Sunday, February 16th, streaming, not stopping streaming until we hit either 1 million subscribers or $1 million raised for Children of Fallen Patriots. Awesome organization. We're going to rock. We're going to roll. We're going to do all of it.
Why not both?
Why not both? We're going to try. Let me put it this way. I am not going to stop streaming until we raise $1 million for charity. That's just going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's when. I don't know if the sub numbers will go up there, but that's the least of the important. So, yeah, Q&A members Q&A because if I'm streaming for the all of February, there's a possibility I'm streaming for 2 weeks and then I wouldn't be able to do it. So, I'll make sure I get that in. Hey, Chargers going to win the Super Bowl.
They playing in Brazil? Chargers?
I think it's they got put to Brazil. I think. Yeah, because Dolphins are going to Madrid. Steelers are going to Ireland. So yeah, I think it's the Chargers going to Sao Paulo.
And Raiders Browns will be playing at Guantanamo Bay. So that's their international game.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Guantanamo Bay, Raiders Browns.
Got a source for that one?
Yeah. Goodell?
Oh, Roger Goodell told you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys talk often?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes.
I hate this take. I hate this take more than anything. No, first of all, real fans, bullshit. Get the hell out of here with that one. Some of the most diehard fans are international fans. 1. 2, you get 9 home games every other year, so you're literally not losing any. So even the math don't math. Just want to be clear. You can be upset that you're not going to go see your team, but guess what? You got 8 other games to go to, or at least 7. So, well, there you go. There you go. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. We'll be back on Friday. We're actually going to have a Friday show. So I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated. Flag.
And you reached your destination.
Bam!